Right, let's see if we can't get this cheap rifle doing something. I mean, it's windy as shit anyway, but we'll see. So I'll lift it zoomed out a little bit so you can see wind down there. You might be able to hear it as well, I don't know. Right, let's see what we got. I'll try not to knock the camera. So it's not zeroed in, I'm just looking for groups at the minute. Might be somewhat like, I don't know. I did it in dark. Get settled down as well. That looks like one of them flyers that I get. After just filling, which I have. I've just filled it up. Something else I need to figure out with it. I think they say ignore your first 5 shots, but I never had to do that with my S200, but it's a more expensive rifle, so we'll see. So that's 2. Put them up there. Three. It's not looking good so far. I've got a lot more shots out of it though. I've tweaked it up. Getting like 40 shots. That might be him walking back in now. So that's technically the 5 that they say ignore. So let's see. I'm not sure. I've been loading pellets in backwards, have I? Don't think so. Nearly did that. It's a bit of a group we're getting up to just at the top now. Not sure. We'll see. I'm hoping it is. Possibly. Can't see that one. If it is grouping now, it's not 5 shots to ignore, it's more like 7. Which are your limited shot count anyway. Not great. What's this gust? Something else I've noticed as well, I put it on Facebook group. I've got a batch of JSB exacts, and they're rough as hell. Skirts are really. I can feel them when I'm loading because I'm single loading. I can feel like sharp edges on skirts as I was loading them, and I've had a look and they are a bit rough. Can't quite tell what's happening. Bit low. It is quite gusty out there as well. It's not ideal. It's more, I'm shooting up from upstairs as well. So my pellet's kind of above all the edges and any sort of cover for first, I don't know, 15 yards, 20 yards. I'm shooting at 35 yards at the minute. Pulled that to right myself. But, you know, I've got a lot of signs for that. I've got this tree here. Just put that on safe sec. I'll show you it bobbing around. Sort of wind that we're dealing with. I'll just see it if I tip you over there. That's my other one. It's blowing like hell. So pinch of salt as always. Get back on there. Seems to be focusing now. Hey dear. Right. So yeah, that's sort of what we're contending with as well. Not the best. So what I'm sort of doing is I'm shooting with both eyes open. One down the scope, obviously, at the target, and one sort of just looking at that tree on my left just to see what wind's looking like. But it's strange, I've got wind blowing into the window. Feels like it's coming straight on, and there's wind blowing right to left down the garden. Felt like gusts come just as I pulled trigger then. I don't think this is entirely windy. I don't know, it's quite windy, but it's just getting a day where it's not at the minute. It's just ridiculous. Weather's just crap. Doing my head in. It's a bit demoralising. Fucking boring. Not a nice gapping wind then, and it's sort of hit that group just above the bull again. So I don't know. Yeah. I've got a few groups opening up. They're not like shotgunned everywhere. There's like 2 or 3 defined groups which would suggest it is wind or some fluctuation I'm getting in power with me. But I've checked all that. I think max spread were about 20 FPS. I think that's just gone in that sort of 11 o'clock group again. So I don't know. I don't know if my shots are getting pushed down when there is wind and left and right, which probably it is, to be honest. But it's just hard to tell. Yeah, they're all going in that 11 o'clock now. Now wind's sort of gone. Yeah, I think it is wind, you know. It's affecting it this much. That's quite surprising. Because you never know what to use. People say 177 in wind because it's faster, but obviously the lighter pellets. Some say 2.2 in wind because it's heavier, it don't get affected a lot as much, but obviously velocity is lower, so it's in the wind longer. And what do you trust? It's just personal experience, really. I'm not compensating for wind or anything. I'm aiming up the ball every time. There's a lot of wind at the minute, I'm just waiting. I mean, it's as much practice for me as well as it is anything else. I've not had to deal with wind like this too much. At least it's quite encouraging to see that it's not just scattering everywhere. There is 2 or 3 consistent groups. Which would suggest it is wind, not the rifle as such. But we shall see anyway. Squeeze a couple. I'm more impressed with how many shots I'm getting now. So we're getting around 10 before, regulated shots, and that will be a lot. And they were accurate, to be honest, as well, but obviously 10's crap, it's not enough. By the time you've sighted your scope in for that particular night of ratting to deal with wind and that, and you might have fired 10 off. We're a bit left at target there anyway. So what I want to do is get it to ratting sort of potential at this range, 35 yards. But it's getting a calm day. I can actually test it. I have had better success when I'm been downstairs and I'm all 30 odd yards of my shot is below the hedge line. It does tend to help a bit. When I'm upstairs here, you've got elevation change, obviously. You've got left to right wind going into it's almost like a bit of a swirling wind at Bottom Garden, so it is really hard to compensate up here for it. One thing I'm quite amazed with though, I'm getting these are full 12 foot-pound power. I'm down to about 100 bar now, and I've not been counting, but that's a lot of shots I've had out of an 100cc cylinder. As I say, compared to what we're getting before, around 10, a lot better. I said before, I were filling it to 180 bar because it just did not like being at 200 bar, which might be the case still. Knocking you. We're going 16 minutes. I'll have another couple. I'm hoping to run out of air, but just to get how many shots I'm getting, but still going strong. So it looks like if the wind's nothing to do with it anyway, we sort of traded shot count for accuracy at the minute, which obviously is not ideal. And you see these YouTube videos, they squeeze 5 shots off, they get rifle into perfect sweet spot and shoot 5 shots. It's what good's that to anyone? What a waste of time. So yeah, we're getting like, I think there's 2 or 3 sort of groups down there. Pellets are not washed and weighed or anything. See, like I was saying, what good's 5 shots to decide if you want to buy a rifle or not? They could have taken that. They could have rerun that clip 10 times to get that group. Waiting for wind again. Easier said than done. Yeah, I can't make my mind up. I refuse to believe that my garden's so specific with wind that it's causing these groups, but then again, what else would it be? Could be me putting the rifle. I mean, I'm not on a very good rest either, so I expect some left to right sort of disparity anyway. As I'm loading the trigger up, my rifle's sort of pulling left and right, smidge. And at 35 yards, you know, it exaggerates it. I'd love 10 minutes of just no wind. Yeah, absolutely ace. I mean, there we go. We'll leave it at that. There's a definite group in top left around 11 o'clock. So, well, let's go down and have a look. Here's the group. 2 inch by 1.5 inch in pretty heavy gusts. These ones down here, I'm not sure what's happened there. I can't quite remember. I know that we're a flyer from the start of the video up top here. But that group, I don't know. If it is wind that's affecting it, then obviously I'd say it will fine because there's no flyers out to the right. The windage, what I've got set on my scope seems to be somewhere like. Obviously, you can get an inch over 35 yards quite easily in wind. So if this were an indoor group, no wind, it'd be useless. But yeah, just from up here, you can see sort of what we're dealing with. Breeze, and as you sort of shoot down from up here, you go down the elevations. You're above all these edges and stuff. If I shoot right down below all these edges, it is a little bit better. Well, quite a bit better to be honest. So, and as you go down, you're getting shoved that way today, and then as it comes down, it sort of straightens up. As it gets right down towards target, there, it's a bit swirly down there, so it can either go. It seems to lift it up and down, to be honest, from what I'm seeing. But I don't know. I'm just fingers crossed for a still day. do some proper testing. Because I've done quite a bit to this rifle, so I'm hoping I can get it something like, but we'll see. Anyway, hope to see you again. Cheers. Bye.